Hi everyone, my name's Sam. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a what I read in the month of April, which I think was the best month I've literally ever had. Clearly I was bored, but I'm not mad about it. I also apologize if I cannot make eye contact with the camera. For some reason, I don't know. I'm looking everywhere but the camera and I'm really trying to look at the camera. It's just not happening. Anyway, this month I read, was it 15 books? I think I read 15 books. I think it's about to be 16 because I'm actually reading a book right now and I'm about to finish it. So it'll be in this video. I just won't have the rating until I finish editing it, but I will have read 16 books. And yeah, so today I'm gonna give the ratings I gave them. I am not a picky rater. I basically rate off enjoyment, and it's really easy to entertain me. So if you're not one of those and you don't, I don't know, rate like me, to each their own, everyone has their own taste. 5 stars are basically my favorites. Most things I feel like I rate a 4.5. 4, it's not like it's bad to me, but it wasn't my favorite, I would say. 3s are ugh. I don't think I've ever given any kind of book 2 or 1 star because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have finished it. I don't see the point in rating it if it's gonna be less than 3 or 3.5, but that's how I rate. I'm also not good at reviewing books that much unless they're really good, because as soon as I finish it, I forget everything that I just read, but I guess we'll see. So let's get on with it then. Okay, I'm just looking over here at my computer. It has everything on Goodreads, which you should follow. That was really gross. The first book in the month of April that I read was The Annihilator by Runix. I have no idea. Sorry. It's the 5th book in the Darkverse series. I'll put all the pictures wherever this open space on here. Do I remember what happened or even who were the characters in it? I don't know. I probably should look that up. That would be kind of I'm not professional by any means. But I rated it a 4.8. Who were the people? I have to look this up now. Oh, that's who it was. Oh my god, yes, it was. Since it's the 5th book, see, I can't review. I can't talk about any of this stuff. Okay, I apologize for the way I'm explaining stuff. Like I said, I'm really bad at explaining, but also this is the 5th book, and there's a lot that leads up to introducing these characters. I feel like you just have to read the series if you want to know who they are. It's not good. But just be aware, this whole series is really dark, but this book specifically it covers really dark topics. And the characters goes through a lot. So check the trigger warnings if you're gonna read this book in the series, I guess. I cannot wait for the last book in this series. I know the author is writing the last one right now, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait for a reunion. I'll just say that. This one was definitely my favorite in the series so far. I'm really hoping the last one is as good as that one. It's probably gonna be, I really hope it's better because I know the author's been writing this for a few years. So I'm really excited for that to come out. But I rated it a 4.8 star. The second book I read, most of these by the way, I read on my iPad because I am studying abroad, so I don't really have a lot of physical books right now with me. But this next one I do. It's The Swift and Subtle by Lila Sage. I got the first book in the series from a blind date with a book from the book club that I'm in here at the school that I'm studying abroad at. And I was like, oh, it's a cowboy. I've never read a cowboy romance. Well, I read Done and Dusted, and just the spacing, the size of the words on the page, how short it is, how easy it is to read. Immediately, it was so good. And the second one, it was so good. This one was Wes and, what's her name? Ada? Yeah, Ada. They were so cute. It was so cute. I love Wes. But Teddy's in the next book. This has nothing to do with this book, but I think I rated this, what was it? 4.8. I literally, my review was, I want a Wes. So, I love me a cowboy apparently. So, oh, it's the second one of the Rebel Blue Ranch series, but I cannot wait for the next one because it's Teddy and apparently I forgot his name because he's not as memorable as Teddy is. It's the last brother, the oldest brother, who is a daddy. So that was really bad. That was actually fucking embarrassing. Basically, can I tell you anything about this? Yeah. So Wes is building an inn of sorts, I guess. I'm really not good at like explaining these things. I really don't remember shit. But he's building an inn on the ranch. She's an interior designer, I think is what she does. So he hires her. You get the rest. It's a romance book. That was the second book I read, 4.8. Cool. The next book I read was The Roommate. I actually didn't read it. Well, I guess I listened to it. It was an audiobook, whatever. I think I rated it, yeah, 3.5. It's called The Roommate by Rosie Danan. It was okay. Oh, one thing about me is the only really two ways to make me rate a book like really bad is if it's so cringy that I can't read it. And I have to like put it down, or it's like grossing me out because of how cringy it is, or if the writing's like bad that I have to grammatically correct everything I read, I guess. But this one, it was a 3.5, which is kind of low for me. Will I read the next one? Will I listen to the next one? Probably not. It was the first book in the Shameless series. I remember when this first was a thing on TikTok, like the beginning of book talk, and I wanted to read it. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend my money on it, because it was like, it was cringy, and I didn't like her, and he was kind of weird. That was my review. I couldn't tell you what happened besides that he's a P-star, and what is she? She's hung up on her ex, basically. I should say that. And it's in the name, The Roommate. There you go. Cool. Okay, the third book I read, oh god, we're gonna get into this, was Heartless Sky by Caroline Peckham. It's Peckham. I always fuck up the name. And her sister, Suzanne Valentine, I don't know, sorry. Obviously I rated that 5. My review was, oh my, I can't right now. No. I think that sums up the entire series. I'm not gonna say anything more in this book because it's gonna hurt if I start remembering it. All I know is that, actually, I read it in my 24-hour readathon if you want to go check that out. You can see my Can I speak? You can see my reactions to the entire thing. So, yeah. That's all I'm saying about that book. It's also the 7th in the Zodiac Academy series. Sorry if I didn't say that. So I can't really say anything without giving stuff away. Nor do I want to say anything right now. So next book. Okay, the next book I read was Cruel King by Rena Kent. Is it the first? It says number 0, but the first book in the Royal Elite series. And I gave that a 4.5. My problem with this series, I also read that in the 24-hour readathon if you want to check it out. But my issue, actually I'll go into it later, but I didn't mind this book. Some parts did kind of cringe me out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like both of them in the beginning. It follows Levi and Astrid, which I didn't love in the beginning of the book, but I ended up not minding them at the end. I guess they kind of weren't memorable, but they aren't, how do I explain this? I don't know. I'm trying to make my way through the Rena Kent series, so I'm trying to just like read everything, because I really want to read the Legacy of Gods series. Legacy of Gods? Legacy of the Gods? Legacy of Gods. I want to read that series anyway. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. I'm basically just giving my ratings to all of these because I don't remember anything after I read it. If you want to know my reactions, you can go watch the readathon, like I said. But yeah, 4.5. Okay, the next book I read was Deviant King. It was the first book in the series, in Royal Elite series, the next book, whatever. I just read the rest of the series, basically. Also by Rena Kent. I gave it a 4.5. I'm not a huge fan of Aiden. I don't mind Elsa. I actually kind of like Elsa, but I don't like Aiden all that much. I think he needs to get some sense knocked into him, and I volunteer. We can do a little extra sense knocking it too. I gave it a 4.25. Nope. Yep, I did. Yep. Okay. The next book I read was Steel Princess. It also follows those two. I gave it a 4.25. I don't remember shit. Oh, I do remember how it was kind of an amnesia trope and it took too long for her to remember. That's what pissed me off about this. Yep, that's what it was. I think the next one, which I gave Steel Princess 4.25. I have nothing else to say about that. And then the next book I read, also in that series, I just finished off the series, like I said. It was Twisted Kingdom, also followed them, Aiden and Elsa again. I'll say it got better, but I don't think the couple needed 3 books. That's just what I thought. I gave it a 4.5. Yeah. The next book I read was the 4th book in the Royal Light series, 4th book, the 5th book, called Black Knight, and it followed Kimberly and Xander. Nope. Yeah, it followed Xander. That book hit hard. That hit hard. That was a hard-hitting book. Did you get it? I really like both of them. I was really excited for the book. They were like my favorite upcoming couple, whatever. I rated it 4.25. I just said so cute. I liked both of them as characters. It was deeper than I don't think it was deeper than the rest of the books, but it was definitely a deep book. No, it probably was deeper than the rest of it. It was the deepest book, I think, in the series. But all of them are kind of a dark romance. So all of them are pretty deep. They have a lot of like deep subjects. Just keep saying deep. So yeah, if you read any of these, just like beware. They do talk about a lot of stuff. There's trigger warnings in the beginning, so you can read those trigger warnings before you read them. But yeah, I loved them. It's kind of a sad book, but Kimberly is actually, I'm not gonna say she understands me, but we have a mutual understanding. She's not real, but we have a mutual understanding. And Xander, I think Xander just pissed me off a few times. Oh, that's what I just remembered the trope. You literally you can see that. It was, the only issue I had with this one was the trope was towards the end. Actually, I'm not gonna say the trope, but it was like a weird trope. So yeah, if you read this, be prepared. I had a weird trope and it kind of grossed me out. But yeah, I rated it 4.8. If I said that, if I didn't, I don't remember. Okay, next I read the 5th book, the 6th book in the Royal Light series, called Vicious Prince. I gave it 5 stars. I think this one was Teal's and Ronan's. My fave. That was my favorite in the entire series. I wasn't expecting that, but I was at the same time because Ronan just like, he understands me. I understand him. Yeah, we're a little too like, in a way. But yeah, I gave it 5 stars. I really liked Teal. I loved Ronan. I don't really know what else to say about that. They were like just the perfect, it was like opposites attract in a way, and I really liked it. So, also deep. And then the next one I read was Ruthless Empire. It's the 6th one in the Royal Light series, and I gave it a 4.5. That's a lie, I gave it a 4.8. I can't read. It follows Cole and Silver. Didn't like Silver in the beginning. Character development. There's a lot of character development in this book. I shouldn't even say character development. You just learn backstories that like make you understand the characters and why they acted the way they acted. This book though, you find out as you read, whatever. It has the step siblings trope, which is fucking disgusting in my opinion. It's gross. So I didn't like that. It kind of grossed me out in a way, but we pushed through. 4.8. I will also say this series has way too many virgin tropes. I hate the virgin trope. I'm sorry, I do. But almost every single book in the series has the virgin trope. I will just say that. But I will say I don't mind it when it's like the opposite of what you usually think. Usually it's the girl. I'll just say that. Some of them, a couple, it wasn't just the girl. I'll just say that. That I don't mind when the trope is that way. That was not English. I don't know. 4.8. Okay, the next book I read was the Royal Light Epilogue. It's the last book in that series. I gave it a 4.5. It was just a cute way to end it off. Yeah, a lot of them, I feel like a lot of this epilogue had a ton of the other books' epilogues just kind of wrapped up in there. It was like repeated. I skipped half of it because I felt like I already read them because I read the epilogues of the other books. Yeah, so it wasn't, some of it was new. You learn about a new couple, which is kind of weird, I guess, in a way, but I'll talk about that later. I gave it a 4.5. I finished that series. Cool. Moving back, it was basically all just weddings. They all basically got married immediately after high school, so they were all so young, which kind of was just weird to me. That's basically what the entire book was just weddings from when they were like 20. The next book I read was Fourth Wing. I kind of thought it was gonna be overhyped. I really liked it. So I gave it a 4.5. one thing I will say is that I don't really like characters, especially the female characters. I know some people like say, oh, every like female character in a fantasy book is so overpowered and she's so like, I want a weak damsel in distress thing, and I'm not like that. I want the opposite. I want the girl to beat ass like all the time. I want her to be a boss bitch. Okay. Violet was, I like how she used her mind a lot. She was very smart, but I hated how they constantly called her fragile and weak and so breakable all the fucking time. And it was like pissing me off how just tiny and frail she is. And it was making me mad. The amount of times they talk about it. Like, that's her character. Yeah, I get that, but it just pissed me off. Pissed me off. I give it a 4.5. My review was Xaden with a heart. What can I say? I love me a Shadow Man. And then next, I read Iron Flame. 5 stars. I need the next book immediately. My review was, oh my god, I need the next book immediately. Also, how dare you kill almost every character? Why is everyone dying? Why is everyone dying? It's mean. It's mean. Let them live. Let them breathe. Let me breathe. And I can't wait to find out more in the next book. But I think I have to wait. I think it's like coming out in 2025. So that's kind of sad, but what can we do? Okay, this next book I read was Rule of a Kingdom. It was like the prequel to, what is this, Kingdom Duet series by Raina Kent. I gave it 4 stars. It was like 40 pages. I don't really know how you're supposed to rate like a 40-page book. It talks about Aiden's father, which something about me is that I don't, if I'm reading about the children and I'm reading about them doing things, I don't want to know about the parents. I don't want to know. I don't want the parents to have life. The parents are not real. I don't want to hear about Jonathan. I don't like this. Also, I'll talk about it in the next one, but I gave it 4 stars. I have nothing more to say about that book, to be honest. Yeah, and then I read the next book, which was the first book in that series called Reign of a King. I haven't finished yet. I'm actually still reading it, so I'll put, after when I'm editing, I'll put the actual review, whatever I review it. But so far, I'm like, I don't know how it converts. I'm like 37% in. I don't know, I don't want to do math to find out how many pages that is, but I would presume, using big words, like 100 out of three something pages through. So I don't know, like 70 pages, and I'm already kind of weirded out. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put in my actual rating here so you can see whatever my thoughts are at the end, I guess. Okay, update. This is a terrible picture to stop on. I finished the book. It was like a 3.5. It was quite literally I don't know. The tropes were just not for me. I just found it weird. I did not like Jonathan. I wanted to actually slap in the face. I didn't really like Aurora, but yeah, 3.5. I'll still be reading the next one, but that's just because I have to in order to get through the series. But yeah, that was what I wrote. That was what I read in the month of April. So I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what videos you would like for me to do next, what books I could read, or some recommendations, whatever you want. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave all my socials. Can I speak? I'll leave all my socials in the description box below. And yeah, thanks for watching.